Alright, welcome back. We have SMB2 on the Famicom, so this is SMB2J, not the one that you've probably seen in the US version coming up next. And again, we have SuperSonic here, which is amazing. He did really well in the first run, so I'm looking forward to see how this one unfolds.
Alright, well, I haven't played this game since Smash the Record last year, so we'll see how it goes with this one. Alright, here we go. I'm going to be ready in just a second here. I'm going to do a quick reset. And go.
Alright, so you will notice that there are two options. You can play as Mario or as Luigi. Luigi controls very differently in this game than, let's say, player 2 would in the NES version. So we're picking Mario here. I believe Mario controls just about the same as he would in SMB1.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, except that when you stomp on enemies, he does bounce off slightly higher. Luigi, he is basically like he can jump high, but he has a lot of traction when he tries to stop, and he has slow acceleration, and he also bounces off pretty high off enemies. So.
Well, one thing hasn't changed. The stairs boss is still quite a thing on this version.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with me in stairs today.
So if you're playing through this game casually, word to the wise, be careful when taking random pipes in this game. Now, while 1-2 does have a pipe that does go forward, there are many pipes in this game that actually takes you into backwards warp zones. So if you want to play this for fun, be careful with pipes.
This is a very trolly game.
Well, this game originally wasn't released into the US because the developers believed that this was actually too hard to be released to the US, which is why we had a weird kind of skin of Doki Doki Panic for our traditional SMB2 US. So I'm very happy that this game was released in the form of the All-Stars version.
Had a little bit of a slip up there trying to grab the mushroom, but it's okay though. I was trying to do the jump buffer, like after I grab the power up I can still jump in midair, which I ended up doing anyway, but I gotta be careful with my lives though. But there is one, I guess, good thing about this. Although it is kind of different from the All-Stars version, like if you were to die and game over, you can continue from the beginning of that world instead of like being taken to the title screen in Mario 1 and then having to like hold A and start. Let me see if I can... There we go, got small fire glitch again.
Very nice, and yes, it does exist on this version. I wanted to feel a bit of a surprise in case anyone was wondering. Nice job.
Thank you. Also, another difference, it does count down the timer after finishing a castle level.
So, looking at the category, you may wonder to yourself, why is this only to 8-4? If you're familiar with the Super Nintendo version,
I had to take an intentional death because I messed up.
Makes sense. You're taking what we call a refill, making sure you have 3 lives so you don't die in the castle level and have to go back.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
That was, I don't know what happened there. I was trying to, like, get underneath the Koopa for some reason. And then, somehow I just, like, messed up. But that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab fire here, but I will go for the small fire glitch again in 2-4. This is just for a placeholder right now. And you can still get the glitch while you're big fire, so it's not like it's limited to just big fire only.
Also, who put that power up there? Come on now, how are they expecting people to find that?
Well, as I mentioned before, this game is really trolly, so they wanted to make it as trolly as possible for anybody. But, I mean, this was one game that I was playing for a long time, before I started grinding SMB1 warpless. I was trying to go for the world record for this category until Darbian got the sub 22. And, it was actually possible to get world record with small fire at the time, but until he got the sub 22 it wasn't possible anymore, so I had to like learn big fire strats. There's an invisible block there. I'm actually going to take this a little safer because I want to keep the fire flower. So yeah, like it's not possible to get the world record at small fire anymore. So I've been trying to learn big fire strats as well.
That's okay. Small fire's still a bit of a party trick. Good for marathons.
Yeah, it's fun to do. You know, fun to show off and stuff. Although there is a benefit with playing as Big Fire Mario is that you can do clips in the walls. Like if you find a corner or something, you just clip into it.
Yeah, we're actually not going to get a chance to see the pipe clip. I had just thought of that because that's only in any percent. I'll talk about that once we get to 4.2. There's actually a really cool trick that you can only do in this game. I don't think you can do it in the Super Nintendo version.
Oh, that's in 5-2.
5-2, yeah. Rather, I was thinking of SMB 1.
Yeah.
But anyways, though, we were talking about the title of this. It's warpless 8-4. What happens is we can actually not play through the letter worlds until you have beat it a set amount of times. And I believe on this version, I'm sure you could probably play through them if you wanted to supersonic. But those little stars in the title screen indicate how many times you actually need to beat the game to get and to unlock the letter worlds, because they figured you're not ready for this unless you've cleared this game over and over and over and over.
Yeah, it's 8 times that you gotta beat in order to access the letter worlds. As opposed to the Super Nintendo version, you just gotta beat the game once through, and then it'll take you directly to World 9, and then it'll take you to the letter worlds.
Yeah, chat was making a remark about that block in 2-2 to clear the gap. Now, you don't need to find the second block to clear the gap as Luigi, because again, Luigi has a much broader jump than Mario does, but yeah, as Supersonic says, and this is the theme of the run, this game is meant to troll, so if the game's gonna do something, just assume that things are not as what they seem. There's even the addition of poison mushrooms in this version that entice the players to take them and die the first time they grab them.
Now you could actually go over that flagpole with that green switch, or green spring that I passed. It'll actually take you to a warp zone, but it'll warp you back to World 1. So that's not a warp zone you want to take. Alright, so we're entering our first water level here. Also, another thing to point out, every level is unique. There are no recycled levels in this game, with the exception of like the underground levels and stuff, like when you find the pipes. Like there will be like recycled stuff like that, but...
Well, some of the worlds are actually duplicated in letter worlds. So for example, if you play World C, which is a row of worlds in the letter worlds, you'll actually notice that it is very similar to World 7. So if we're talking about C3 and C4, very similar to 7.3 and 7.4. So you'll see that little bit of duplication, but only again in the letter worlds. We're not going to see those today. And with that being said, Supersonic's absolutely right. There's no duplicates in the levels we're going to be seeing today.
Mm-hmm. Very right. 3-3. Ah, yes, I did see that Alec K pointed out. There are poison mushrooms in this game. It's kind of hard to tell because they're like very dark colored and they look like a normal mushroom. But if you grab it when you're big, you'll just go to small, and then if you grab it when you're small, you're dead. So another trolley power up, or power down rather.
Yeah, I always had thought about this game as the original Kaizo because, again, we may find power-ups, but they might be poison mushroom power-ups, and sometimes they can even create a Kaizo block type scenario. We see this in 8-3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're playing this game, again, if you're not too familiar with SMB2J, if you want to know where to go in the puzzle forts, just think of the very worst path possible, and chances are that's the path you want to go down.
Alright, we're gonna go small fire again.
And there's the party trick. Very nice, Supersonic.
Luckily with 3-4, it was much more easier to get the setup because there's like nothing obstructing you above, so fairly easy to get it back. I just gotta be careful not to die this time. Okay, so we got the mushroom here. I will grab the fire flower in 4-2. Oops. Of course, stairs is always an issue.
Always. And also, too, it is important to note that I believe the hitboxes in this game are the exact same as in SMB1. The only difference is you may notice some of these piranha plants are different colored than they are in SMB1, the red ones. And I believe the red ones in this game pop up whenever they feel like it. If Mario's anywhere but remotely over it, they can pop up, and we see an example of this the most in the reverse L jump in 8-4.
Yes, yeah, the red piranha plants, they'll just pop up anywhere within the proximity, except when you're like literally standing right underneath, or on top of them rather. They will not pop up. Alright, so we got small fire back. 4-3 is actually a very dangerous level. There is a possible chance that I could fall off and die, so I'm going to be quiet for this one.
Yep, I'll let you. I'll see you on commentary once you're done with this one.
Okay, we're good.
Very nice. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, I don't remember 4-3 being. Oh, you're playing as Mario. Yes, that will do it. Mario's jumps are much tighter in 4-3 than Luigi's.
Yeah, this would have been a lot easier if you're playing as Luigi, but when you're playing as Mario, you got to make sure that you get the jumps like pretty much at the last pixel of the platforms.
So 4-4 is one of those levels that I believe to be a run killer. There's a few well-timed potobos towards the end of this level that just makes this level a nightmare to run.
Alright, we made it through.
Very nice. So there's a chance those fireballs that Bowser shoots out, there's a chance that that ends up on the block you're supposed to be jumping on in the speedrun. If that happens, there's not too much you can do about it.
Okay, since I am on the FDS version, there will be a 7-second load time, roughly. So you kind of notice the black screens.
It's a lovely intermission.
Yeah, just for 7 seconds. It actually varies if you're playing on, like, let's say EverDrive and Power Pack. EverDrive, I believe it's a 4.5-second delay, or loading time rather, and Power Pack is like 1 to 2 seconds.
I remember the first time I saw Lack run this version of the game, I saw the slight pause, and I had wondered if the game had crashed, and if that was one of the things that the developers tried to convince you of, but nah, I don't think they were quite that clever. 5-1, very, very, very long level. I believe this is the first level with wind in it, or at least the first one that's very noticeable.
Yeah, we got wind, and I couldn't get fireworks here.
I am jealous of that Koopa jump. Very difficult one to get, well timed, very nice.
Oh, so we get 6 fireworks from the celebration of getting the super jump there. Alright, 5-2. This is where the wrong warp is, so I can let you explain that.
Sure. Now, do y'all still call it the, I think I remember somebody calling it like the devil spell or something like that.
Yeah, it's called devil spell. It's this pipe that I just passed.
So what happens is Mario puts himself between the one end of the screen and the pipe, and what happens is Mario clips into the pipe, and it counts it as being transported to the pipe warps, the good ones, not the bad ones. So you get transported to the warp zone that way, and it's really cool to see it being done, but unfortunately, again, because this is warpless, we don't get a chance to see double spell, but that's okay. SuperSonic is spoiling y'all with Small Fire Mario, which is in itself very difficult to do. So, speaking of, again, SMB1, SMB2 carryover tricks, is flagpole glitch, excuse me, possible in this version?
It is, but we haven't found a consistent setup yet for any of the levels. So it is possible to get flagpole glitch, we just don't know how and where to do it.
So again, SuperSonic makes these levels look easy, but 5-3 and 7-2, which are very similar to each other, again, not the same, but similar to each other, not easy levels, and if you die, it's not exactly a generous spot where you respawn. So very nice. Alright, I'm gonna be quiet for this one.
This castle is pretty dangerous sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, there we go. Should be good.
Okay, so 5-4 has a very specific route through it. If you even mess up a part of that route, your whole... I'm afraid to ask what's going on.
You'll see.
Alright.
Watch this Bowser kill.
Wow. He's showing off. He's showing off to all of us. He's making us think this is some really difficult game, and he's just making it look effortless.
Alright, don't blink.
Yeah, don't blink. You're gonna miss like 90% of this game.
That's called a magic trick pipe clip.
Now, 6-1, in my opinion, is one of the hardest levels that utilizes the wind actually quite well. The section right there, that jump at the end of 6-1, is much more difficult than it looks, and Supersonic just handled that so effortlessly.
That's probably like my favorite trick in the game.
Oh yeah.
Alright, 6-2, another water level.
Well, this time you got small fire, though. It shouldn't be too bad. Much easier hitbox-wise.
I hope not, but 6-2 can be pretty dicey at times. If I get some pretty good spawns here, then we should be good, but you never know. This is a very trolly game after all.
Yeah, there's some really narrow passages in 6-2, and if you get too many bloopers in one place, it's just a nightmare to get past there without getting hit.
Oh, this Cheep is not being a bro. Okay.
One of the most poorly placed Cheeps that I've seen in this level in a while.
Yeah, that tends to happen quite a bit.
Nice effortless swim for the most part though through 6-2, well done.
Yeah, pretty good level. 6-3. This is where keeping fire is crucial. It's another cheap level.
Oh, I see what you did there. Now you're committing puns.
I had to.
Trying to keep Chad at bay here, and Supersonic's just like, oh yeah, just go with the fish puns. Just go for it.
Alright, just gotta be careful here. There we go. Angry Lanks gets it. So many fish, man. So many fish. Alright, 6-4. It's another dangerous level. This is actually another maze level. So just pay attention where I go.
Think worst path possible, and that's where you have to go in this fortress.
Okay, this jump is going to be a little difficult. I hope I can get it. Yeah, I got it. Sweet. Oh. Okay. This is fine.
Now, I have to ask you a question. As a speedrunner of this Supersonic, would you say Castle 5-4, 6-4, or 7-4 is the worst? I know when we do All-Stars All Games races, we all dread 7-4. Like, we are frightened of it.
7-4 is a very deadly level, so yes, I do agree with that. Oh, okay, that was weird. I need to get the mushroom here.
Oh, so, you know what? If you had to lose a power-up Supersonic, that is a heck of a way to do so. Dang.
That was not intended. I'm gonna grab the star just in case, because I want to preserve the mushroom.
He even loses power-ups with elegance, folks. I can't believe it.
And we're
So
gonna
7-1, on a more serious note, 7-1 is one of those levels you want to make sure you hold a star to the end of the level. If you die midway through the level, you're just, for the most part, not going to make it. There's just too many Hammer Brothers and not enough power-ups in this level.
Alright, 7-2.
Oh, Chad thinks you are swagging this on purpose, and you're sandbagging us all. Dang, Supersonic.
Maybe.
So would you say you know where every single power-up in this game is? Which is impressive, again, considering where they all are.
I would say, yeah, I know the majority of them. Oh dear. Oh, I'm dead. I didn't jump off the Koopa correctly. I actually took it a little slower there because sometimes that platform towards the end does despawn. So I took a calculated risk.
When I had taken a look at that, it looked like you thought maybe you were playing as Luigi instead, because that height, if you were Luigi, would have been just fine. I know you do play as Luigi.
Yeah, I'm just not good as Luigi. So. Alright, so I'm not going to go for small fire for the rest of the game. We're just going to have to deal with big fire, which is more dangerous, but I think I can manage with this. Super jump, no. Okay, I'm going to wait for this Koopa to get back up. There we go. That's better. Yeah, 7-2 is a very scary level. Like, whether you play it fast or slow.
Don't let him fool you, folks. He's just gonna figure out another way to show off swag, alright? He's already done the small fire thing. He's gonna figure out another way to show off this game. Mark my words, we're gonna see it.
Alright, 7-3. Another level that a lot of people dread because of the wind.
However, Supersonic uses the wind to his advantage here. He can actually miss some of the platforms and keep moving forward. He doesn't have to stop as much as the average person going through this level, so he actually saves a lot of downtime. Pardon my pun, you all are bad influences on me, in this particular stage.
More fireworks, yay!
Nice stage. Now 7-4, again, I'll talk about it a little bit once it's done, but I need to let Supersonic work through this. This is a tough level.
Let's see. Oh. That fire bar caught me off guard. Backup mushroom here. I'm just gonna use this for a D-boost later.
Question from chat, how many levels and worlds are in this game? Well, technically, to just beat the game, we go up to 8-4, just like the original SMB. However, there is a special world at the end of warpless and the letter worlds again, but you have to beat this game on the Famicom version at least up to 8 times to see the letter worlds.
Alright, this Bowser's pretty evil. Okay.
Oh good, I had good timing there. I was very worried when I was talking during that. Wow, look at that tight squeeze! Oh my goodness!
Bowser almost sat on me. Oh my god, and that firebar could have burned my feet. I'm very fortunate to be alive right now.
You are the only one I've seen to survive by just running underneath all of that. Oh my goodness. I told you all he was going to show off. That only took 2 stages for him to show off again, but there it is.
I don't think I'm going to grab the mushroom throughout the rest of the game. Let's go all small for the rest of the game. I'm going to treat it like 80%.
8-1 is actually a very difficult level, but Supersonic got overall very nice RNG through it. If you get bad Hammer Brother RNG, I believe this is where the Hammer Brothers start to charge at you, so...
Yeah, they start charging at you. Actually, they start charging at you in World 7.
Yes. So just when you thought this game could not get any trollier, let's take a look at one of the first, at least I would regard it as, secret exits in a Mario game. A mandatory vine, and because if you go all the way to the end of 8-2, you're just going to loop right back around. So without that vine block, you are not getting out of this level.
Wasn't this game also on the Game Boy? Yes, as part of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on the Game Boy Color. It's an unlockable game that you gotta play through. I think you have to play through the main game twice in order to unlock it. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I played the DX version on Game Boy Color. But I would not recommend playing on that because it's horrible. So, like, everything just doesn't feel like a Mario game, so... That is not a mirage. There is actually 2 blocks up there. I just kind of jumped on top and ran right through them.
I believe that is an FDS only trick. I don't recall being able to do that on the Super Nintendo version.
In the Super Nintendo version, you gotta uncover the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we're at the last level here. Part a little safe. Gonna pull out that piranha plant. There's actually a strat that you can do, but I'm not consistent at that strat by jumping to the right side of the screen and then just pulling backward and then landing in the pipe that way. Alright, we're gonna do some special swag here. Alright, this is paying homage to my Luigi brother Big John.
I know exactly what you're about to do. I don't want to spoil that. I love that trick.
And get hit, but time.
Okay, let's see what we got here. 25-26.
Yeah, not my greatest run because of all the mistakes that I made, but this is actually pretty good for a marathon setting. But since I still got about roughly, what, 4 minutes? Oh.
I give or take.
Pieces paved with kingdom saved. Hurrah to Mario, our only hero. This ends your trip of a long friendship. Now what is this trying to tell you? Is Peach friend zoning you or something? She's saying friendship.
It depends upon your interpretation. Some people, good friends of ours, label that is Peach is paved. Very long-standing joke there.
Oh
but,
yeah, Peach is paved.
Yeah, could be a friend zone joke too. Depends on how you interpret it.
Yeah. Okay, so really quick, I'm gonna play through World 9. This is basically called Special World, and you're only given 1 life for this. So I'll just use the rest of my estimate time to play this. It shouldn't take too long. Unless I die, then that'll be game over instantly. So. And actually, with that color palette, with the Toads and Princess Toadstool, like, their eyes look like light blue or something. That is, like, probably the creepiest thing I've ever seen in the game. It's like they're staring into your soul type of thing. Alright, so now it's going to load up into World 9. We present Fantasy World. Let's try 9 World with 1 game. That's their English, by the way. Alright, so check out World 9.
9 World with 1 game. It reminds me of the same wording that's used at the end of Link to the Past, where it says total games played and it counts your deaths.
Yeah, I always thought that. Wait, why is it total games played? They don't say like total deaths.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're swimming. It looks like we're swimming in the sky, but we're like in the water. You could probably treat it like we're in the world of Atlantis or something. I'm gonna try to go for flagpole glitch in here. It's actually should be a lot easier to get it. Yep, we got flagpole glitch.
Wow, more swag even after the run. I'm impressed.
And we got fireworks with that. Okay, so we're gonna get another water level. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the bullet bill style flagpole glitch, which is pretty much equivalent to the bullet bill glitch that we're used to seeing in any percent. Well, I'm gonna try to get that. If not, then I'll be trying to go for the regular flagpole glitch as well. And even as you're swimming and you see the Lucky 2 trying to throw his spinies at you, like they're no threat at all. Let me see if I can get bullet bill glitch style. Nope, still another flagpole glitch. That's fine though. Okay, so we got 2 more levels. The last, or 9-3 is basically a castle level. However, we're in the sky, so you can think this is probably a prelude to Bowser in the Sky of Mario 64, maybe? I don't know. It could be a theory.
A very early preview for sure. I always thought of the World 9 as everything that the developers wanted to do that was axed in terms of game development. You know, what would it be like if we put Bowser in a world other than a Dash 4 and clipping into things evidently how would it look if Mario was swimming in the sky and we had a Hammer Brother shooting at him on Coral? Like, just again, things that it looked like the developers had wanted to try but just got rejected in the terms of when they were creating the game.
Yeah. Of course, these are Japanese. I believe it's I don't know if it's katakana or hiragana Japanese characters, but it should say arigato. Let's try Flagpole Glitch one more time. Let's do it. Nope, missed it. That's fine. Okay, so now after you complete 9-4, it's going to take you back to 9-1, so I'm going to intentionally die here, and we're going to be given a special message. So let's kill ourselves. You're a super player. We hope we'll see you again, Mario and staff. And with that, that concludes Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. It was a lot of fun playing it for a Retrothon. It's a huge honor to be a part of this event and to showcase 4 games. I never had that many games played at a marathon before, so thank you to the RGL staff and everybody watching. I really appreciate it. Of course, I gotta give shout outs to Skybills, Alec K, and Toad for helping me commentate my runs. Thank you again, guys, so much. And stay tuned, there's more Mario coming up with Super Mario Bros. 2, the vegetable one, as I like to call it. There's going to be 4 runners racing. That should be a very fun watch. And with that, I'm signing off. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, and we'll see y'all again later.